Hey guys, John here. Want to make a quick video for you. You'll have to forgive the lateness in my tire a little bit. We just got done just over here pouring 5 of the pillars for the house that we're building. So we were supposed to actually be starting right about now, but the concrete guy had a closing and said he could come then, and you sort of got to take those things as they come. So just got done doing that, and a little sweaty and, and hot, but I wanted to get this out to you guys today. So this is a answer that I saw over on Quora, and it's a pretty epic answer. It deals with that sort of age-old question of, you know, all the people like to say PHP is dead, or it's, you know, it's just a rotten language, or it's for noobs or whatever. So I wanted to talk about this a little bit because I thought it was kind of a drop the micer here. So the question was, why is PHP still being used to create new websites? Why aren't all new sites using more modern frameworks such as Django or Rails? So before I get into the answer, I just want my own thing. Like, I love how people who do this tend to sort of throw in that word modern as if modern automatically equals better. It's sort of become this pejorative in the web dev community, to throw in or to call something not modern or whatever. But anyway, there was this really good answer from, and I'm sort of butchering his name, but it's Vakrokh, and that's probably not even the real name. I'll link to his Twitter below in the description as well if you guys want to give him a shout out. He had his Twitter linked on his Quora, so I was able to find that. But I'll link that up in the description here. Anyway, he said, PHP is not still being used. Still is a word suitable to 2012 PHP when it has been under a heavy rework, and to end users / programmers it looked like it was being neglected and forgotten. Since 2014 we have PHP 7, currently PHP 7.2. PHP 7 Plus has a massive number of modern features that easily put it on par with Python / Ruby, if not above. Interfaces, closures, traits, iterators, containers, exceptions, async programming, websockets, and much more put PHP back in the competition. Modern PHP frameworks, Laravel being the most famous, but there are dozens that easily compete with other languages. Furthermore, PHP 7 brought in something that was missing in PHP 5, speed and low memory consumption. PHP 7 is 100% faster than PHP 5, and PHP 7.2 is 105% faster than PHP 5. The same web request that takes 80 megabytes of RAM on PHP 5 takes 7 megabytes of RAM on PHP 7.2, which is a massive saving. PHP 7 even beats Facebook's native compiler in several tasks. This translated into reduced hosting and upgrade costs. We're talking about the language that could be hosted the cheapest of all, now getting cheaper. I won't cover PHP MVC frameworks because there's copious amounts of literature about them. Let's just say there's a flavor for everyone for the fully featured Laravel and Symfony that easily compete with Django and Ruby on Rails, to API / backend optimized frameworks, to beginners frameworks, and mini / micro frameworks. Last but not least, you can find and hire PHP developers everywhere, and their wages are competitive. All of the above show how and why PHP is still a widely common choice for new projects. So if you've ever had someone say that PHP is dead and put that fear into you, hopefully all of that sort of takes care of it. And here's the other thing about this. In this sort of tornado of all this new stuff coming out all the time that we've been talking about, PHP has sort of kind of been the calm at the center of that storm, just sort of steadily moving along, making the necessary adaptations, maybe for some people a little bit slower than others, but still just making the changes it needed to make, and still the whole time powering 80+% of the web, with plenty of work to be had, unless you're, you know, one of these blue-haired latte sippers that like has to, oh my god, work for a totally rad startup in New York or LA, and PHP is just too dirty and you're too good for PHP. If you're not one of those people, then there's been plenty of work all along with PHP. And so if all of the chaos and all of that has sort of overwhelmed you and terrified you about your future, you can just sort of simply and calmly step out of it. And PHP is one great way that you can do that. That and learning principles beyond the languages, like object-oriented programming, which you would use in any language, or design patterns like MVC, proper security. Hell, even something as simple as proper form building, that is the stuff to learn. That is the eye at the center of a constantly changing industry that can give you some peace of mind, some clarity, some security, some confidence when everything is sort of swirling around you. Anyway, I don't want to blab on forever about this. Old fist bump to Vakrokh. Appreciate that answer over there. And of course, if you want to learn those core languages and programming principles, then check out my PHP curriculum over on Skillshare. Everything I mentioned above: object-oriented programming, design patterns, MVC primer, security, proper form building, all of that stuff you can find inside of that curriculum throughout the different courses. So if you want to learn that stuff and you want to get started for nothing, you can do that at johnmorrisonline.com/PHP. All right, that'll do it for this video. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.